New video to our monitors right now showing the aftermath of that plane crash in Kazakhstan. A second flight recorder now pulled from the wreckage. 38 people lost their lives after that plane fell from the sky and burst into flames. So here is an emerging headline for you at this hour. Russian anti-aircraft systems may have hit that plane. That's according to information from a U.S. official to CBS News. All right, so that flight was headed for a city in southwestern Russia after taking off from Azerbaijan. This map right here, get a look at it. It shows where this happened, and it really elevates some key questions here. Kazakhstan neighbors Russia and is not far from Ukraine. CBS News foreign correspondent Chris Livesay shows you the key piece of evidence investigators want to get their hands on.
New footage shows holes in the Azerbaijan Airlines fuselage. Aviation experts now casting doubt on previous theories.
Well, it certainly does not look like a flock of birds. Birds don't fly at the type of an altitude that the initial damage occurred on this airplane.
Instead, the damage bears the hallmarks of shrapnel.
But the most likely hypothesis we see is that it was struck by an air defense missile, almost certainly Russian.
Azerbaijan Airlines Flight 8243 left Baku for Grozny, Russia. Due to dense fog, the passenger jet was diverted towards the Caspian Sea before eventually crashing in Kazakhstan some 250 miles east. Along the way, its GPS was reportedly jammed, leading to significant deviations. Some survivors say they heard an explosion over an area known for clashes in Russia's war on Ukraine.
Ukrainian drones were active at the time, and this is commensurate with everything we've seen in the pilot's communication with air traffic control.
Haunting clues that recall Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, when Russian-backed forces shot down that passenger jet over eastern Ukraine in 2014, killing all 298 people on board. This survivor in Kazakhstan looking for answers. When the plane crashed, my wife was sitting next to me, he said. I haven't seen my wife since. Chris Livesay, CBS News.
So to go deeper onto this, the Russian aviation chief says a Ukrainian drone attack happened before that plane went down. Crash survivors say they heard bangs when the plane circled over Russia. Let's go live now to CBS News' Willie James Inman. Willie, you are live from St. Croix, where President Biden is on vacation. More on that in just a minute. But given your proximity, what are U.S. officials saying about this crash?
Hey there, Reed. Good to be with you from St. Croix. Well, we did just hear from John Kirby, a spokesperson for the President's National Security Council, who confirmed on the record what we have been hearing from U.S. officials, as mentioned in Chris's piece, that they believe that early indications are that a Russian anti-air defense system caused this plane to go down. Now, Kirby stressed that those are the early indications from the U.S. side of things. The Russians contend that a bird strike is to be blamed for this aircraft going down. The Ukrainians also dispute that notion, saying that the Russians caused this with their air defense systems. But the president, he hasn't had much to say about this. He didn't speak to members of the press when he arrived here in St. Croix yesterday. But we are hearing from White House officials, and we do know that he is briefed on the situation and continues to receive those updates while vacationing here in St. Croix, Reed.
Well, and while the president vacations, Willie, while we have you, I want to ask you about the 11th hour, the closing chapters of the Biden presidency. Are you getting any sense of any official moves that he will make in his remaining days in office? We're talking about any commutations or exercising any sanctions that may happen around the world.
Yeah, well, as the president spends time with his family here, it's somewhat of an annual tradition that he's really been doing since he was vice president as well, visiting this island, spending time with his family after Christmas into the new year. We don't yet have any indications of any major movements or announcements that the president will make while on the island here in St. Croix, but that is something that he is reportedly considering, those additional sanctions on Russia, also more pardons. We, of course, know that he has commuted the sentences and pardoned dozens, hundreds, I should say, of people to make sure that they have a second chance on their life. I'll also note that the president is going to use that executive power to push out more assistance to Ukraine. John Kirby mentioned that on the briefing that he gave just moments ago. On top of that, Reed, some welcome news to those student loan borrowers who have received that student loan forgiveness. The Department of Education working to not only wrap up its push to forgive loans. They've essentially abandoned that widespread forgiveness plan that they had because they know the writing is on the wall. The Trump administration is coming in and not a fan of student loan forgiveness. They're going to focus that public loan forgiveness program on those people like nurses, doctors, firefighters who have served their country in different ways to forgive those loans. So that's a number of things that the president is doing as he remains in power into the new year. And one more thing I'll mention as well, he's going to travel to Rome. He's going to travel to Italy to meet with the Pope. He's also going to meet with Italian leaders. But this trip is focused on meeting the Pope. This is a president that is very religious, that goes to church essentially every week. So that meeting with the Pope will be a capstone of sorts for President Biden as he leaves office next month, Reed.
CBS News White House correspondent Willie James Inman, it's nice to talk to you today. We appreciate your live report.